Welcome to San Antonio.
Thanks.
So we got, is this your first time here?
No, I've been here a couple times actually.
Dope.
Yeah,
dope.
this is pretty awesome though.
Dope. So the first question I want to ask you really, because we were just watching the Under Pressure video.
Oh, tight.
How many people, what's the body count in that video? Like,
Yo, you know what? I never actually damn, that's a really good question. Cuz I never counted. Do any of you guys know? I don't know. Yeah, I just saw a whole bunch of people dying. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy, actually. That's insane.
That's a dope, like, first-person shooter vibe in that.
Yeah, I just wanted to go very Tarantino and just, like, it's funny because a lot of people, you know, they'll be like Call of Duty, but it's funny because Call of Duty wasn't really the inspiration, even though it's quite obvious, like, after the fact. I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe subconsciously. But, like, when I just think about that video, I wanted it to be, because obviously, I mean, I don't want to ruin it, so if you haven't seen the video, just, like, stop listening, but if you've seen it, it's like it's me at the end, so it's a diamond heist because, you know, coal under pressure makes diamonds under pressure, the album title, this, that. So you get to the very end of the video, and it's you look in the rear view when you're trying to escape from the cops, and you're in the police car, and you drive away, and you see that it's actually me. So, but I wanted it to be you. So I wanted you to watch the video like it was you the whole time committing, you know, this, like, robbery or whatever.
I shot a reload when he was reloading. I was like, cover me, I'm reloading. And then,
yeah,
it was
it's
dope.
it's pretty awesome.
It was experience for me.
It was fun.
Yeah, we were definitely vibing out to that. So, honestly, man, I've only been, I'm kind of late. I'm kind of late to Logic. I've only known about you for like a few months.
No, that's totally fine.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of rappers be all extra, like when people don't know who they are. I'm like, I don't give a damn. It's all good. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like a super regular ass dude. Like, I think it's great when people discover me. You know, so it's like, it's cool. And I tell fans that all the time. Like, it doesn't matter if you discovered me from my album or my mixtapes. All that matters is that you're, you know, that you're like a part of it and you actually enjoy the music and that you're here. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's great. I think I'm actually very happy that I'm even in this stage of my career because there is going to come a time where almost, you know, anybody who's especially in hip hop, but in music in general, will know who I am because of the things that I plan to achieve. So this is kind of like a fun time now where, you know, you only get to do this once. Right. You only get to release your first album one time. You only get to, like, be discovered on a mass scale one time. And because of radio, you know, that's going to become shorter and shorter, less and less people who don't know who I am because of your help. So I'm excited.
Dope.
Yeah.
And, you know, the dude who told me about you, he's like, yo, check out this dude Logic. Like, you're going to like him. Then I went to listen, and I was like, fucking right.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you taking the time.
Could I call you an astronaut?
An astronaut? Yo, it's really funny. I'm not really going to talk too much about this. My fiance made me this jacket, though. But I've been wearing these flight suits on stage, and it will all make sense eventually. So that's all I'm going to say.
Dope.
That's it.
Dope. I'm like, as a kid, I was always big into, like, astronomy and wanted to be an astronaut and all that stuff. So when I saw a jacket, I was like, man, that's dope. Like,
thanks a lot. Yeah, I always like space. Space is super dope. I fuck with space. Oh man.
So are you already working on the second album right now?
No, we're here to talk about the first album. I'm focused on the first album. A lot of people they like, it's just the era that we're in is so just like, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? Right. That's why I think it's been 5 months now, and I haven't even dropped a single song since my album came out. Right. Which I think I'll break the silence pretty soon. But it's only because, like, I want to do my best to make classic music if possible. Dope. You know, and I feel like if you just are constantly oversaturating the market, how can people even enjoy your project? It's funny, actually, because my album leaked a couple days before it came out, and the day before my album was going to come out, so it was going to, like, come out at midnight, and, like, 6 hours before midnight, these people were like, oh, man, this album's incredible. When's the next one? And I'm like, yo, my album technically hasn't even come out yet, and you're already asking for another one. So that's just like, I don't give a shit. I think that the true fans and music lovers are gonna appreciate this album. They're gonna sit with this album. They're gonna live with this album. They're gonna take their time, and they're gonna know and trust me that I'm doing my best to perfect music for the future, and that when it's ready, it will be ready, and that's when it'll come out. But I mean, it could be a year from now. Who knows? But you know, you can expect collabs between me and homies of mine, and, you know, little songs here and there and stuff like that. But as far as a full project, that's not even.
So when you say homies, like, who's, like, in the industry, who are your biggest homies?
Well, I mean, there's some homies that you know, I've just become acquainted with that I definitely want to work with. But as far as, I don't know, I mean, I've just met, you know, different people. Big Sean, that's a homie of mine. Childish Gambino, he's a really good guy. Yeah, all those guys. I just got acquainted with Ed Sheeran. He's very nice, and he's a big hip-hop head. Yeah, he's super dope.
Shout out to Redbeards.
Yes, indeed. Ginger swag for life. Nah, but yeah. Yo, Wingstop. Yo, you know I used to work at Wingstop?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah. Shout out to
dog.
Wingstop. Shout out to
fucking
Baroni.
Wingstop.
Baroni Plastic Surgery. Those guys are great.
Yeah, I used to work there back in the day, man. It was just, it kind of sucked because I was like, it was like the cliche rapper. I was like always like cooking wings and rapping and freestyling and shit.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I bet your coworkers loved you.
Yeah, no, not really, because I was rapping all the time. And I wasn't doing my work, but it was cool.
I'm really jealous of this guy right now. Like, this guy's like did this Rubik's Cube while I was talking to him in the back.
I love Rubik's Cubes, man.
Yeah, I can't even finish one, and this guy's doing one in like 40 seconds.
No, this is my shit, for sure. I don't know why, I just love it. I keep telling people that's the only thing I've ever done that like taps into the same part of my brain is when I write my raps. So it's really fun. I hope this doesn't seem disrespectful. I'm just having fun right now.
No, that's cool. I don't even mind. I don't mind. I'm just jealous. Like I'm mad in a different way. Like,
No, you could do it, dog.
How do you do it?
No, it's just like I said, it's just all these different algorithms and you gotta just memorize shit. It's pretty cool. It's fun. I don't know. Wait, I can curse, right?
Well, we already
I know, we've been
established that
cursing.
it's happening. It's going.
Fuck. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Nah, but yeah, no, it's super fun, man. I love this shit. Everywhere I go, I always bring it. I don't know why. It's just thebomb.com, man.
For me to put algorithms in my brain, like that's just that's stepping over the boundaries that I can't step over.
Algorithms. Nah, man, it's dope. I picked it up a couple months ago. It's definitely been like super fun. But I just think that I don't know. It's like when it comes to raps and in what I'm doing, when you think, oh yeah, swag. When it comes to raps and then just memorizing like these things, it seems difficult, but when you memorize them all and you kind of do it every day, you learn and you just get faster and you get better. That's how it is with my raps. You know, when I first started, I mean, I wasn't that great.
Yeah.
You know, I'll meet kids who are 16 and sometimes they want to rap for me, and I'm like, man, and they'll actually be killing it, and I'll tell them like, man, you were better than I was when I was your age. So that's like freaks me out to still want to be the best and like shit on them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so good. But I tell them that. But it's the same thing. Like I would just constantly practice and practice and practice, and that's what I do with this. You know, I have a few hobbies. I like this. I love movies. I'm a big movie buff, and swag. And I also like I like to play video games. But it's very rare to find super good games every now and again. So there's a couple. I play this game called The Last of Us. I play the Uncharted series. I like Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's my shit.
I'm a sports games guy myself, but you know.
Yeah, I can never get into it. I don't know why. People be hating on me. I'm not super into sports. I think it's dope. I used to skateboard when I was younger, but I just never. Or like when I was a kid, I used to play baseball, basketball, football, but I couldn't afford jerseys, so I couldn't actually play on real teams. So it'd just be me and my homies in the park and stuff like that. But I did enjoy it, and then I skated for a long time, and then my homie was like, "You're never gonna be great at skateboarding." And I thought about it, and I was like, I could be, because I was pretty good. But I was like, I also not trying to, like, break my face in half. So then I just put my everything into rap, and now I'm here today, which is awesome, swag.
Dope.
Yeah.
So,
yes. Applaud.
Give this man some applause.
Yeah.
No, but listening to your music, the music that I've heard, I haven't heard everything. I haven't heard all the mixtapes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard the album, and one thing that really strikes me is like being authentic or being like true to yourself in the music, and not everybody's that way in the music that they make.
Yep.
And for me, somebody that comes from like a similar background, I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Because like you got people that make music that maybe isn't true to themselves, and that maybe they just want to sell a lot of albums or
which ain't nothing wrong with that. Because at the same time, it's like it's just a business. This is a business. You know, there's actors who portray other people, and they're not them in the movie, and it's okay for them to do that. So it's like, I think hip-hop was built upon authenticity. So that's why I agree with you, and I understand. But at the same time, it is a business. There's rappers who, like, that's why I remember a good friend of mine, his name's Nick Huff. He was like, you have to prepare yourself because people are going to attack who you are when this album comes out. He's like, you might have rappers who create this persona, and then people will like shit on them and be like, oh, you suck, or you this, or you that. And that rapper's like, who cares? I just made that up. It doesn't even matter. But with me, these things are true. The things that I'm saying, they're honest, and they come from a real place. So you have to like block certain things like out because, I could sit here and talk about all the things that I went through with my family, or not having a father around, or my mother being abused by men physically and mentally, and like all this crazy stuff. And then you have just some kid who's like, yeah, that song sucks. Like they're just so quick to dismiss it. Like I put my heart and my life into this song, and they're just like, oh yeah, it sucks. But then it's like, okay, he can have that opinion. He's 14. He doesn't know anything about the world or anything. Like, you know what I mean? So you just got to step back and go, this is this person's opinion. I didn't make this song for him. I made it for these people who actually care and take the time to listen. I made it first and foremost for myself so that I could cope, and then hoping that they would enjoy it too. And if they enjoy it, then I win. I don't make it for the people that don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I just did my best to be myself, because I could have done 1,000,001 records, and like I'm really glad that I made this first album, because now I can do whatever. I can go to space if I want. Like, I don't have to be on this planet. Like, I made this, and I know what I did, and I'm not trying to be like, I'm the greatest. I mean, I'm pretty great. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking. But no, what I'm saying is I'm not trying to be like, oh, I made this fucking amazing album, but I'd like to think that I made an amazing first debut, hip-hop album that will be remembered in 10, 20, 30 years from now. But because I made such a hip-hop album, at least I'd like to think so, that was authentic and true to myself, I already did that. I could do whatever I want now. Like, I have a song in there called Gang Related, and I was performing this song live, and I was like, man, this song is so tight. I need a song like this on my second album, because this joint just goes so hard. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking that. But then I'm like, no, I don't, because I already created this song. I'll be able to perform this song for the rest of my life. On the next album, I should be creating something so different and so awesome and so epic. And that's why, like, with the first album, it's very, I'm not going to say it's dark. It's just very honest. It's very real.
Right.
It's very kind of brutal. But now I can just have fun. You know who I am. You know where I come from. You know I can rap my ass off. You know the story's the truth. So now it's just like, I'm just going to have fun with my music. I could motherfucking create a Michael Jackson pop record if I want to. I'm going to do whatever I want. And I'm just going to have fun.
It's dope. I mean, and you've, like, watching the progression of rap music, like, from the 80s and the 90s, it was art imitating life. And then at some point it became life imitating art. And then it came full circle where it was life imitating art, imitating life.
Yeah.
And so now, like, if you're true to yourself, I think that's like, great for music in general.
Totally.
Great for hip-hop.
I think it's hard to be true to yourself sometimes, because sometimes I think you don't know who you are in this industry. I know I've been there, because there's a time, like, in the time that it took me to, so I signed to Def Jam in 2012, and then I was pretty much, I put out a mixtape called Welcome to Forever, which is the one that came out just before my album, and there was a time I thought maybe those songs were going to be on the album. So I created like 4 albums, if you will, before I even got to Under Pressure. I had like a totally big, like, kind of pop, like, radio album, kind of with like radio records on it, which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
Like, I was like, oh, maybe I want to be this guy, or maybe I want to do this, or what can I do? And don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, the lyrics were always honest and they were there, but I was like, oh, this is more catchy and people more sing along to this maybe, or this or that, because I was trying to find out who I wanted to be. And in the end, I discovered that, no, I don't want to come out with one huge record and everybody knows me for that one song. I think that's the difference between listeners and fans, because there's artists out there right now, and this is not a bad thing, but there's artists out there right now that damn near every lyric to the song or whatever the case may be, but you don't know their real names. You don't know where they come from. You don't know their birthday. You don't know what they represent. You don't know their mixtapes. You don't know anything about them, because they blew up on that one song. And, odds against them, that's probably the only, anybody, it could be anybody. I'm not talking about anybody in specific, but I'm saying, like, with that one record, like, that might be the only thing you actually hear from them, because odds, I mean, like, if you look at the statistics, that's usually how it is. An artist will blow up on that one song, and then that's kind of all it is. Whereas with me, I'm glad that I found, okay, this is me. I want to create a body of work, something that people will enjoy as a whole and will be able to hopefully relate to and discover me and my entire story on this body of work. Whereas people are just so focused on a song. We got to get the song out. It's got to be the hottest song. But then what? Then what? Then what? Then you ain't got shit. So it's like, I'm going to do my best to make a whole body of work that you can enjoy.
Respect.
Yeah.